amazing to see so many customers, partners, prospects. Very excited, very happy to be here. My name is Robert. I lead the customer success team in our Middle East region and Africa as well. So we have a few of my team members here on site, so looking forward to make some introductions as well. So what we do, as Avlash was saying earlier, we help our customers to maximize the value of their investment into WebEngage. In other words, if you get the technology, we'll make sure that you get the best out of it in terms of training, enablements, new features, road mapping, again, making sure that the value is there, that the return on investment is there, and actively measure that progress. So very excited to be here. As the topic of the session, we're going to talk about something that I'm quite excited about as a consumer, as somebody who shops online, who shops in a retail store as well. How do brands think about bringing all of that together? How do they think about bringing the online and offline and kind of creating that kind of unified experience? So that's a subject that probably all the different brands around the world think about. So looking forward to have that discussion. So we have Hussein here. Hussein is a head of loyalty program and partnership in Bin Dawood Holding. So I know, Hussein, you've had almost a decade of experience in the dynamic world of loyalty and obviously building partnership, played pivotal role in launching a number of digital loyalty programs with multinational companies. You also understand a lot of the intricacies, what it takes, but also designing and building new strategies in terms of acquiring customers and in this very competitive landscape as well. We have Majed here. Majed Shahin. Majed is a CTO at Global Healthcare Co, GAC for short. Obviously, career in IT for more than 3 decades. IT director in a number of different roles. Extensive experience with different ERP systems, e-commerce, cloud computing, and others. With a lot of recognition in digital transformation, digital strategies as well. I know that you're an educator as well into the various leadership teams. And staying on top of the trends in the industry. Very excited to have you as well. Lastly, we have Shahin Riaz from Extra, so head of product management. Shahin is a highly experienced commerce and digital professional with more than 16 years of experience in product management, but also in business analysis, in software development, and also quite an extensive career in direct customer client management. Fortune 500 and also with various different industries worldwide. Shahin leads the e-commerce product management in Extra. Great to have you, Shahin, as well. Perfect. All right. Without further ado, let's go into the questions. So, as we talk about what I want to understand and uncover a little bit more is how do these companies think about creating that Omni-Commerce presence? And if we say Omni-Commerce, this is not thinking about customer in isolation. This is thinking about customer in terms of their own journey, from going into the retail store, going online, but also building that sort of lifetime value with those customers, right? Loyalty being, I think, very important aspect of it, and obviously working with the customer in terms of repeated purchases and repeat visits and so on, because that's essentially what everybody wants, I can imagine, in this world. All right. Let's start with the first question. So why is having this supposed balanced approach between offline and online important in your specific domain? Let's start with you, Hussein.
First of all, thank you for inviting me here and thank you for the hospitality. I'm glad to see all these happy faces here today. Thank you, Robert, for the introduction as well. So let me start with the first question. As you said, it's a balanced approach between the offline and online channels. That's where some retailers now, they are focusing on the time being now, because for offline and online channels, people, they have to think about bringing both experiences for the customer. So we have some customers, they are still enjoy the experience inside the stores. And also we have other people, they are enjoying and focusing on the online, convenient of online transaction and online experience all the time. So bringing both experiences from this one, also providing a valuable data for retailers. And I believe all retailers, they need to focus on this data to bring more enhancement in their, we can say like marketing strategies, and they're enhancing also the marketing campaigns in their companies. So this is really important for bringing both offline and online in this approach. Also this one, if we can look at it in a different perspective for both offline and online, also now it bringing based on the branding, because some of people we can say still they feel secure by visiting like physical stores. They need to interact with the stuff. They need to, we can say, review the product by themselves inside the store. However, some people still, they are also preferring the convenience of the online experiences. So it's also for branding. This also giving a good reflection on the branding when you have a physical stores on the ground, and also giving the available, we can say availability for the customer. Like he also, there is flexibility he can do also for online transaction as well for the same brand. So you can switch between both all the time. And a lot of people also, they are preferring having this combination and more options to seamlessly transition between offline and online.
Thank you, Hussein. Let's go to Majed. I'm very interested in your response as well. Obviously, even when you drive in Riyadh, you see a lot of your whites pharmacies around. So
Yes.
very curious to hear your take on this subject.
Again, first of all, thank you for giving me this opportunity, Robert, and the whole team, and thank you for the whole audience. I totally agree with Hussein and his, in his answer for this question. Actually, always we have to keep, customers' preference in our mind. As Hussein was saying that, some customers, they prefer the online shopping, and some of them, they prefer the in-store shopping. So we as, I can say, a service provider for these customers, we should facilitate both kind of shopping experiences for them. Keeping in mind that, these customers may switch from one way of shopping to another way. So this brings us to the subject of having the omni-channel. So you should keep always like a seamless kind of experience for the customers, whether they are shopping online or they are shopping offline. Now, the same customer who's using both channels for shopping, you should always maintain his history, to understand better how is this customer behavior and see his preferences. For example, for some products, he prefers to shop it online. Other products, he prefers to shop it offline because he wants to go to the store and he wants to experience that product which he's buying, especially, for example, in clothes or in perfumes. Unless you know that that product you are buying, you prefer to go and visit that store. So we as a service provider, we should provide our customers with both kinds of experiences, shopping online and shopping offline.
Thank you. Shahin, over to you.
Yeah, again, thank you for inviting me. It's a pleasure to be here. So again, going on the same points that my fellow panelists have mentioned, and also to kind of start off with, based on what Saeed mentioned in his opening speech, the whole concept, this is, omni-channel or omni-commerce is going to be the essence of, any sustainable business going forward, to be very honest. We can again take the same case of COVID. Every brick and mortar company was running helter-skelter to basically, get into an online space, right? Realizing the fact that, this is almost the end of the world for, let's say, brick and mortar. Luckily we were on the cusp of already, digitally transforming, so we were a bit slightly ahead in that race, to be honest, and that was that. But then once we got out of COVID, we kind of envisioned that this was the end of brick and mortar, but then we actually started seeing customers coming back to the brick and mortar or the offline stores as well. So one kind of cannot survive without the other, especially in our case, in our industry. As an example, we do things like collect from store, which heavily relies on online experience as well as the offline experience of handing over the items to the customers. We also allow concepts where customers can walk into the store, and if it does not find the item in store, he can basically order online from within the store as well. So this is, it's basically a handshake between all of the channels. I think these are the two primary channels, but then we have other channels as well. So I think it's basically the way forward. How much ever we would see that e-commerce is basically increasing in terms of the percentage share of business for a lot of these brands. They know for a fact that they still have to maintain these strong values on the brick and mortar as well. So I guess it is having the right balance between, let's say, offline and online is the way forward, I guess.
I'll stay with you a little bit longer, Shahin. Where do you think we go from here when it comes to actually Omni-Commerce as a whole?
So again, Omni-Commerce primarily started with, let's say, the online and offline channel, where either customers buy online or offline, as an example. And again, just like what Majed said, this is very, let's say, item specific in our industry as well, where certain customers, certain goods like smartphones, digital, as an example, these are, let's say, not necessarily tangible products that customer wants to experience before they buy. They know what's an iPhone. I know what's an iPhone, or I know what's basically a Samsung S23 for me to buy. So, I mean, this is something that I can buy at my convenience, without being within the store itself. Well, probably there are customers who are trying to buy, let's say, a washing machine, which is probably certain categories where families or the person who are using it, who would like to actually feel and understand the, let's say, the dynamics of these items and how this would basically fit within my space. So for these certain categories, as an example, customer would walk into store. But with Omni-Commerce, so now there's a big development that's happening with Omni-Commerce. Now we have virtual reality, we have augmented reality, we have the Internet of Things, where you can basically reorder things within the home, as an example. Then we have cashless payment that's going in, let's say cashierless shopping, where you have, I think Amazon, etc. have these shops where you can just walk in and then you can just walk out with the items. The amount basically gets removed from your wallet. So I think the amount of opportunity that you have with Omni-Commerce and the channels that you can get into is enormous, and I think there's no end to it, to be very honest.
Thank you. Majed, do you have any take on this?
Yes, of course. I think we can look into omni-channel into two angles. It's not only from customer perspective, also from organization perspective. What I mean here, for the customer side, he wants always to see the same seamless journey he's experiencing with different channels. So if he's shopping offline, or he's shopping online, or he's shopping through WhatsApp or any other social media, he wants to have the same kind of experience regardless of which channel he's using. This makes him, first of all, confident about the organization or the company who is doing this kind of selling, because he understands how organized they are in providing such seamless channel. And if you look into the other angle, which is the organization itself, the omni-channel will make a lot of, I can say, saving. It will, in terms of operation time, and in terms of even if we go down to the inventory level. Now, I can tell you one example that we are.
Please.
We have. Before we started the omni-channel, we used to reserve some inventory for the online. I think Hussein is laughing. I think he has the same experience. Imagine that this inventory which you reserve for online, you cannot sell it offline. Now, when you have this kind of omni-channel, it means that the inventory which is available is inventory across all the channels. So you don't have to reserve anything for any specific channel. So imagine how much saving this will bring you to your own organization. So it's like it's a mutual benefit for the customer and for the organization itself.
So really a true Omni-Commerce.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Hussein, any take from you?
I totally agree with Majed in this point, because we faced it a lot in earlier stage, also for launching omni-channel in different companies, and it was the same issue we are facing. So by applying this, it giving you more visibility about the inventory now, even for the organization and also for the customer. If he also is trying to find an item or something through online, and he cannot find it, like he mentioned also, inside the stores. So by tackling such issues, for both omnichannel and total experiences between offline and online, I think it's offering a lot of solutions later on.
Thank you. Let's switch gears and let's talk about customer loyalty. I know it's an important one for all three of you. So what do you think that makes a successful customer loyalty campaign for your organization? Hussein, let's start with you.
Regarding loyalty campaigns, I believe it depends on the type of customers and also what is, we can say, the direction of the brand of each business. So, for example, when I'm applying a campaign, I need to look into the customers I'm trying to target and focusing also on creating a memorable campaign, because this is what will make the, we can say, emotional connection between the brand and between the customer. And it will be difficult for him even to switch to a different brand later on, even if he's trying to find, like we mentioned, trying to find some products or something, it's not available, but still the campaign, like he got it before from this specific brand, it will bring him back again and again. So that's one point for creating memorable campaigns and focusing on the emotional connection. It's very important. Also regarding the brand, like we mentioned, for branding, some people, they are creating campaigns, maybe they are having like luxurious products. So maybe they will not focusing on having special prices or low prices for some customers. They are focusing, we can say, on a niche market. So that's going to be their strategy from the beginning before creating the campaign. And based on that, they will set all the parameters and criteria for their campaigns to be successful, targeting this specific segment.
Thank you. Shahin, how is it being done in Extra stores?
Loyalty?
Yes.
So before we get into what we do at Extra, to be honest, I think loyalty is very important in this fake world. I guess everyone would relate to the fact that we live in a fake world or a virtual world where, I mean, the most important thing from a customer standpoint that they would seek from a brand is how real are you from a brand perspective. How much of trust can I put on you, right? So loyalty is based on trust primarily. So at Extra, what basically, I mean, we've started our loyalty program recently. We call it Youth. I mean, we have two kinds of membership. I'm going to promote it a bit over here. So we have Youth Gold and Youth Blue. So we have different benefits for each of these programs to the customers. But again, I think loyalty programs should not be created in such a way where you probably see your customers to be probably, let's say, cheap, hungry customers. Loyalty should be based on the fact that, yes, this is a customer that I'm retaining. And of course, this kind of becomes your VIP customer rather than somebody who's just seeking offers. So I think it's a right balance of how you see loyalty from a trust standpoint and give the offering and benefit to the customer in such a way that you don't seem fake. First of all, that you're offering something and you're basically not providing return. At the same time, you also make sure that the benefits that you give the customers are real and the things that they can really benefit out of rather than things that we basically splash across as a loyalty program. So again, from our standpoint, loyalty is something that we base on trust, and this is what we want the customers to come back to, let's say, Extra as a brand more than anything.
Thank you. Majed, anything from you?
Yes, just a few words about loyalty. Loyalty for me, it's like retaining your customers. What makes this customers comes back to you once and twice and even more than that. For example, in our case, we are selling the same products other competitors they have. But what makes that customer comes back to me to buy from me? So you have to put all the factors that help you to retain your customers. As Shahin was saying, that you should gain the trust of that customer in your products. You should give him the experience he's looking for. You should make him feel that he's part of the family. That it's not like a customer And seller relationship, it's more of a family relationship. So you keep with the, in your loyalty campaigns, you keep these things in your mind while you are approaching to your customers, how you can really make them trust in you and your products and your selling and your service. So this is the key point in your campaign.
Thank you. I'm a little bit sad to look at the timer. I know we're gonna have to wrap fairly soon, but I have one last question for each of you, staying on the loyalty subject. Any specific tip that you have, that you've seen in your organization that works, that you want to share with the audience? Any specific tip or trick or learning on the loyalty that you've seen that works, that you want to share with the audience?
Yeah, I would comment on this regarding loyalty program. I believe you mentioned also regarding their loyalty program, Jude. I believe having a tiering system in your loyalty program and making more partnerships, this will enhance your loyalty program and make it reach in front of your customer. In addition to that, you are focusing on making the customer feeling premium and receiving premium service all the time. It's not about cheap prices or offers all the time I'm doing to bring new customers. It's something good as activity you are doing. But at the end, the bottom line here in loyalty program, you are trying to help your customer to feel more premium in the service, even if he is able to, we can say, pay for a membership to join this loyalty program or join a specific tiering level in your tiering system. So having this, we can say in the loyalty program now, it's not about bringing more customers and collecting their data. It's beyond this. And you have to focus on feeling your customers, feeling more premium about the service you are offering, and also try to keep all the time kind of gamification. So he's always busy with your brand, not focusing or considering any other brand around in the market. So we can say this all about the marketing now for loyalty.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Anything from you too? Any specific tips that you see working?
Again, from my side, the same thing. I said, just be real, don't be fake, and make your loyalty program in such a way that others talk about your loyalty program, and basically, that goes out as a word of mouth rather than you basically talking about it. So that's the most important thing about loyalty.
Yeah, I think, I just said that, loyalty, it's not always about commercial part of the loyalty itself. It's about, the service that you provide to your customers, which makes them really loyal to you. So always keep in mind, it's not only, gaining some points or gaining some dollars that will make difference. No, it's more of how much service you give to your customers, how much special you can make them feel to come back to you and keeping them loyal. Yeah.
Thank you everyone for sharing. Unfortunately, we will have to wrap. We'll have to continue, but we're running out of time. But again, thank you, all of you.
Thank you.
And really appreciate the chats. I'm going to be around in the audience, obviously same as everyone around. So if there's any questions, I hope you don't mind if people approach you directly with those questions.
Thank you so much.
No problem. Thank you very much.
WebEngage. Retention simplified.